It is embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. And the fact is that originally it's, oh yeah, you know, we're looking towards everything. Then they had to double down. They actually redacted this statement. They redacted a statement. They redacted the statement saying we're looking at everything, saying, no, we're actually not looking at most of the stuff. We're looking at a lie spread on social media that went viral. We are looking into a literal lie spread on social media that got spoken into fact.
The WNBA just dropped a penalty on Caitlin Clark, and the Indiana favor's so bizarre, it made even Angel Reese do a double take. And that's saying something, considering she practically feeds off chaos. So, did the league just tip its hand? Or are we watching another episode of Let's Confuse the Fans and Call It Drama? Either way, it's messy, petty, and absolutely hilarious. Buckle up, because this latest twist makes the WNBA look like it's being scripted by an over-caffeinated writer chasing a deadline and a dose of mayhem.
This has to be the most pathetic professional organization I have ever come across. This has to be the most unprofessional organization I have ever come across. This league would definitely not succeed without Adam Silver saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. Without David Stern saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. This league would be gone. And that's what happens when you don't need to think logically, when you don't need to think like a business, when you can continue to put activism at the forefront because daddy's gonna continue to pay your bills. You're allowed to get off the rails. You're allowed to say whatever outlandish stuff you want to say because it doesn't matter. You'll never fail.
Can you take us through the flagrant foul from your perspective? Just what you saw in that play, how you interpreted what happened.
Basketball player, refs got it right. Move on.
Ah yes, the WNBA. A league where passion gets sanitized and real rivalries are treated like PR crises. If you've ever wondered what pro basketball would look like after going through an HR seminar and being sprinkled with inspirational quotes from a Be Kind Pinterest board, welcome to the latest chapter. Starring none other than Caitlin Clark, the certified bucket, and Angel Reese, who hits the court like it's WrestleMania, and she's playing both the hero and the villain. Buckle up, because it's time to break down the chaos.
Of the mill booing. But the WNBA seems content to follow through with this ridiculous investigation. Who is the WNBA going to let control their pocket strings, their pocketbooks? Because it seems to me like the new fans are the ones that's funding this whole league now. I mean, we make up about 70% of the fans overall. Otherwise, yesterday's game would have been watched by about 400,000 people, maybe. It probably got watched by what? Upwards of 2 million? I mean, does the WNBA want to lose Caitlin Clark fans? Because I think as much as...
Picture this. Caitlin Clark, queen of clutch, high-level court vision, and actual basketball IQ, makes a smart, calculated defensive move. She slides in with what might be the cleanest, most respectful contact the league's seen all season. Anywhere else, it's called hustle. In the WNBA, bump someone and it's treated like a felony.
Fans yell and fans scream and fans try to do anything they can to diminish their opponent's ability to make a bucket. And I think that it's very hard to really understand or really interpret this sound that way, at least for me it is. And I'm really, really, really hoping that the WNBA did not just announce an official investigation based on internet hearsay.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark, elite scorer, top-tier court vision, actual basketball IQ, makes a textbook defensive play. Smart, clean, calculated. Anywhere else, it's called hustle. In the WNBA, touch someone and it's treated like a felony. And the drama? Oh, it's just getting started. Enter Angel Reese. Instead of brushing off the play and getting back to business, she reacts like she's auditioning for the next ** Fast and Furious * installment. Full contact, full drama, full throttle attitude. But here's the twist. Clark doesn't flinch, doesn't snap back. Just turns and walks away like she's late for a coffee date. Ice cold. You think that kind of composure would be celebrated, but no.
I'm so angry about this. I'm so angry about this is because how many kids are there in that audience? How many kids are there? And I'm sorry. I'm cool with idiots online branding me as whatever they want to. But when it comes to innocent kids who just want to watch their favorite team, favorite players play basketball, and thankfully they're going to be oblivious to this. But I'm sorry, you're branding kids is dangerous. You are branding kids who are just enjoying their game, who are having the time of their lives watching this league is dangerous. This league does not want to grow. This Players Association do not want to grow. Neko Wumake, don't criticize. Watch, don't criticize.
So mad at how AB defended her teammate, how DeWanna Bonner spoke about the fans. They were so mad about a common basketball play in which Angel Reese admitted was a basketball play, that they went out of their way to make things like this. Unless the powers that be make some drastic changes to support our players and their fans, I don't think Indianapolis should be allowed to host the WNBA's All-Star Weekend. These people are writing emails because they're so emotionally unhinged. They're so emotionally unhinged. They've never been checked a day in their life. Their parents allow them to act like fools with no repercussion, with no consequence. Always being acquiesced to every little complaint, to every little need, to every little this, to every little that. They're writing emails to get...
The WNBA, in all its pearl-clutching glory, decided to ignore the dramatics on the court and instead zeroed in on Indiana Fever fans. Yes, the actual asterisk fans asterisk, because apparently cheering for your team and booing a rival is now a punishable offense. We're not talking about unruly brawlers.
Situation that shook the earth. That is Caitlin Clark putting a flagrant foul on Angel Reese, and that foul arguably was probably one of the most transcendent moments in Caitlin Clark's career. To me, that moment there showed the world that Caitlin Clark wasn't backing down for nothing, and she wasn't scared to get in the mix when it comes to protecting her teammates and stopping somebody from making the basket. Well, many other Angel Reese fans have rage war against the Caitlin Clark fan base by saying racial slurs online. And me personally, I'm staying out of the racial stuff as of right now. But for them to sit up there and lie and say that Angel Reese is getting called racist names during the game, I had somebody from my team sitting right behind Chicago Sky Bench.
We're talking kids in the stands, families, young fans became to watch their heroes play. And the league's response? Treat them like the real problem, not the aggressive reactions on the court, not the unnecessary post-game theatrics, but the people in the stands who dared to show asterisk emotion asterisk. That's what really burns, because I'm cool with trolls online twisting things for clicks. But when the league itself starts branding kids, literal kids, as dangerous for cheering too loudly, something is seriously broken. The real story here isn't just a rivalry between Clark and Reese. It's about a league that claims to want growth, intensity, and new fans, but melts down the second things actually asterisk get asterisk intense. You know, the kind of unscripted chaos that asterisk builds asterisk sports. The Caitlin versus Angel drama should be the WNBA's ticket to the mainstream. Instead, the league is tripping over itself to water everything down into a pastel-colored utopia of polite smiles and mutual respect.
They've been called racial slurs for an entire day, but they're on the Indiana Fever. They don't care about those players. It's only certain players. The WNBA players, they don't want Caitlin Clark, and it's very clear. The WNBPA releasing a statement is the most embarrassing thing I've seen, because you know what? When it comes to the Fever players, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The WNBPA said something. And you know what? Their stance is clear. There's no place for hate unless it's towards Caitlin Clark or her teammates. Then it's fair game. They have made that point abundantly clear. And
Angel Reese plays like a WWE superstar. Part hero, part heel, all energy. Clark, by contrast, is calm, composed, and calculated. The perfect foil. Together, they're magic. That kind of dynamic should be the centerpiece of every ad campaign. But the WNBA is treating it like a PR crisis. They're afraid of the very thing that might save them. Asterisk real stakes asterisk. And if you think the league's handling is just cautious, Think again. They didn't fine Reese. They didn't issue a warning for her dramatic post-play antics. No, they went after the asterisk fans asterisk, the ones who booed, the ones who dared to react at a live sporting event, the ones who, God forbid, didn't clap politely like they were watching a high school musical instead of pro basketball. So now we're here. A league trying so hard to maintain control that it's suffocating the very Fire fans tune in for. Clark has become an inkblot test. People see what they want in her. A generational talent? A threat to the old guard? Either way, she's a lightning rod. And instead of embracing that, the WNBA is spinning in circles trying to make sure no one's feelings get bruised. Well, except for her fans, because clearly being loud, loyal, and passionate is now a crime. Let's be honest, without Caitlin Clark, half of these games wouldn't even trend on Twitter. She's the reason eyeballs are on the league. But instead of building around her, the league is busy protecting egos and punishing passion. You can almost hear the next rule being written: no clapping over 60 decibels and no facial expressions that could be construed as intense. We're watching a textbook case of momentum mismanagement. The WNBA had fire in its hands, and instead of fueling it, they brought out the fire extinguisher. They could have had rivalries, headlines, sold-out arenas, real buzz. Instead, they chose caution, silence, and lectures. This league says it's about empowerment, but every time someone shows power, real power, it gets flattened into a brand-safe press release. Fans want fire. They want grit. They want reasons to care. And until the WNBA embraces that, they'll keep confusing growth with control and passion with a problem. So no, the Indiana Fever fans aren't the villains here. They're the heartbeat. And the fact that the league can't see that, that's the real crisis.